Good morning, good morning, good morning, folks. Welcome to another episode of Spilling Tea. I'm your host, Tiffany Daniels, and we're going to that horrible world known as the JRC. But before we get going, the usual disclaimers and a little thing about what I just saw in the Daily Mail. Alright, for those who follow me for the JD versus AH case, and yes, I will probably do a video on this later, I'm going to need you all to calm down. So, what do I mean? Let me get a drink of, liquid breakfast. So it says, very misleadingly I might add, that there's been a settlement. Here's the thing. There can't be a settlement when the case has already been tried. It was done, folks, back in February of this past year, okay? The case has been done. It's been over since May. He won. Okay? As someone who's neurodiverse, when you're dealing with someone like this, there becomes a point that you hit fuck it. Okay? I know this as someone who's had slurs, rumors, ableistic bullshit, all kinds of things thrown at me my entire life, particularly when I became a vocal or more well-known advocate for disability and neurodiverse rights. I'm very, very well familiar with mudslinging. And you get a point where you're just tired. You're just tired. Some people are going to believe what they want to believe about you. There is nothing you can do, even as an innocent party, that is ever going to change your mind, because such individuals do not work in logic. They do not work on facts. They do not work on evidence. They just believe. And as much as you and I may not understand this mentality, it is simply what it is. This individual, this is not me being throwing mud at his age at all, far be it. To me, he's still young, but that's just me. Nonetheless, folks, he's 59. He has dealt with this shit for 6 years, and we all know that she would have dragged it and dragged it and dragged it and dragged it for years to come, and never would have stopped. Through finding the means to abuse him through the courts if something wasn't done. He simply wants to get on with his life. He wants his privacy back. He wants to be able to go and visit with his kids without the paparazzi 6 inches up his or their, hindquarters. No, fuck it. We're going to be mean. Just up his ass, okay? He's done. He's hit fuck it. He's had enough. I do not blame him at all. At all. Now, do we know that AH is going to keep crying falsely? Of course we do. There was never going to be anything on this planet that was ever going to get her to stop playing the victim. It's never going to happen. He realizes that. I realize that. Anybody with 2 brain cells to rub together realizes that. At least this way, she has to pay something. She's not just getting away with it. There are repercussions for her actions. 1 million is not 15 million. But in reality, we all know she was never going to pay that amount anyway. At least now he gets something for the trauma and the hell that he went through. And he can now move on to his life and get his goddamn privacy back. It may not be the win everybody was wanting, but it is a win nonetheless when taking into perspective reality here. So don't get angry. Don't get huffy. Don't just determine she just gets away with it continually. He's being a realist here, folks. It's time we also be realists as well. I get that you wanted a final total victory, but in cases like this, I hate to be the one to tell you, there is no final total victory. This is life. Life is disappointing, doesn't always give us what we want, and it's not always fair. But at least this way, he can get his life back. He can get his privacy back. And he can start having things come out about him that's not all about this damn case. So instead of getting angry and declaring that's not enough, kind of like I talk about with some of these autism parents, we got to start dealing in reality here, not pushing on him what we want. It's not our case, it's his. It's his decision. He's hit bucket. He has every right to do so. He has every right to end it. Okay? She can continue to spout all the lies she wants to, just like autism speaks in the JRC. But also just like autism speaks in the JRC, the evidence will still remain and it doesn't change. Okay? Calm down. Look at this logically now. Logically. Remember how much money is involved with these cases and put your heads on straight. Okay? That's all I got to say on the matter. I am glad that through this he is likely to get his life back. Hopefully his fucking privacy back. And that he can move on with his life and his art and his movies. My only request, once again, is that documentaries. I'm just saying, some documentaries would be nice. It's good documentaries are hard to come by, and he's got a gift. I'm just saying. Saying is all. I'm glad it's not going to be drug out for years and continue to exhaust the poor man. Alright? I do see this as a victory. She has to pay something. She's not getting along scot-free. Okay? Alright. And before I get into today's video, one last tidbit. You want to know who keeps putting her lies out there more than anybody else? More than the shill media who backs her up no matter how insane it sounds? Not the TV media. It's the fans. Both sides. We're the ones who keep putting her in the limelight. Articles, pictures, speculations about rumors, ad nauseum. Ad nauseum. If you want to know what I think the next step should be for us who fought alongside him, don't give her more airtime. Don't reshare any articles about her. Don't reshare any pictures. Don't watch her movies. Don't comment. The only reason I'm going to talk about this woman from any time from here on out is because I am still going after that movie that depicts autism as similar to demonic possession. That I'm going to do, regardless of what was going to happen with this case one way or the other. that's close to home, if you know what I mean. But other than that, I'm going to focus on the JRC. I'm going to focus on Agape boarding school. And I'm going to continue fighting those fights because those kids are still there in hell. So let's get going on this, shall we? Alright. In the description box, you're going to find a link to the article that the Judge Rotenberg Educational Center doesn't want you to read. It was written by NeuroClastic, a small non-for-profit started by autistics for autistics, wherein they interviewed and surveyed over 900 ABA professionals in regards to the JRC's quote-unquote behavior modification program. Matter of fact, the JRC doesn't want you to read this article so much, they have threatened NeuroClastic with a defamation lawsuit if they did not remove it from the website. NeuroClastic has refused, so you know the drill. Please read that article and share on all your social media. We also have NeuroClastic's public statement in regards to the defamation lawsuit threat, as well as a link to their GoFundMe. We are crowdfunding, folks, in case the JRC actually has the balls to see through with their threat. We got the pertinent links to the Agape boarding school situation as well. Agape boarding school is a Christian-themed boarding school based out of Stockton, Missouri, that takes in so-called troubled male teens that has and pending over 21 claims, allegations, and civil lawsuits leveled against it. Claims that include, let's see here, we have sodomy, rape, sexual assault, child abuse, psychological and emotional abuse, child trafficking, starvation, and that's just for starters. We have one former staff member arrested by the FBI, another a doctor still on the premises with access to the boys, up on multiple, substantiated by the Department of Social Services counts of rape, sodomy, and sexual assault of the students there. We've got an attorney general who can't be asked to do his actual job, and we've got a governor who's ate up on a power trip from hell. So please share those articles. And don't forget to share and sign the change.org Shut Agape Boarding School Down petition on all your social media. We got the pertinent links to the Stop the Shocks campaign as well, including Autistic Hoya's massive archive on the subject, the templates, and the ever-present self-explanatory change.org Shut the Judge Rotenberg Center Down petition. We have a link to the behavioral sheet of Jennifer Masumba on shockable offenses, and a clip of the small amount clip of the 7-hour ordeal undergone by Andre McCollins, I can't brain, back in 2002. So please, share those on all your social media as well. When we discuss the JRC, you're going to hear vivid descriptions of and catch clips of surveillance footage of people with disabilities being tortured and abused. If you do got young children present, please go ahead and use your headphones, all right? This channel is marked not for children for a reason. We speak about dark subjects, we'll use profanity and talk about dark subjects. If your child is 16 and younger and watching this channel, parental supervision is advised. Alright, folks, we are to once again descend into the mad lunatic ravings of a lunatic mind known as Dr. Matthew Israel. He's going to gaslight you. He's going to victim blame. He's going to blame us advocates for shit he's responsible for. There's going to be abuse, apologencia, and ableism galore. So be, prepared for that, all right? Okay, so moving on. So where we left off about his acid trip from fucking hell. Literal fucking hell. Reward Center, please fucking shoot me, shall we? In each of JRC's classrooms for the students with developmental disabilities, there is a reward corner that contains couches, TVs, music listening devices, games. Those classrooms also contain reward boxes filled with desirable items that the students can earn. Oh, for fuck's sake. But you're about their education. Can I tell you, as an autistic, what all that shit would do? That would take my focus off the lesson and put my focus on whatever the kids are doing over there. Okay? to have rewards, couches, music listening devices, and games in the same room where a class is taking place. Are you stupid? Are you absolutely stupid? Have you ever been in a class full of preteens before? The only thing that is going to do is distract the rest of the students who are trying to pay attention to the lesson. This is why in public schools, we don't have this shit. Okay? You've already designated an area for rewards, even if it's a bad acid trip from hell. So why are we having this in the classrooms where it can distract the other students? So you have a reason to shock them, maybe? That's all I can think of. It's literally all I can think of. A fucking reward corner in those classrooms is going to distract the other students there. Duh. Fucking duh. I can't deal with these people. Let's move on to the next one. Students can earn spending money by acquiring academic skills. They can also earn field trips. Students can advance in a hierarchical system in which they earn increasing privileges and independence as their behaviors improve. Again, this is a bunch of bullshit. It's the stick and carrot. It's asinine and condescending as fuck. Okay? Again, you only get rewarded if you become good enough at masking that you look like you're acting neurotypical. This is, again, reinforcing the message that you are never allowed to be your authentic autistic self. You are never allowed to have an autistic moment ever in these halls without being punished for it. It induces self-loathing. It really does. This is coming from experience here. It's a joke. It's a literal joke. It's a recipe for disaster, as we've seen, because we know if you can act neurotypical enough, you can get away with bullying the students below you. We notice from the testimonies of Jennifer Masumba. We've noticed from the New York report. Yeah. It's bullshit, folks, and it's bad for you. It's this reinforcement that they have that you are not allowed to be your authentic autistic self. You're not allowed to accept yourself as you are. You're not even allowed to live in reality. You just have to fake being neurotypical every second of your life. And if you burn out and just decide to completely bring the house down, well, they'll use that as an excuse to continue to torture more autistics for generations to come. Yeah, if you're asking if I'm salty, yes, I've been dealing with this for over a fucking decade. The level of stupid, the level of corruption, the level of pseudoscience, it irks me on all my fucking points here. All they have to do next is mention Andrew Wakefield and we'll hit the fucking trifecta. Moving on, all students can earn the opportunity to enjoy a weekly outdoor barbecue reward afternoon that is filled with fun activities. JRC has an outside recreational area with basketball court, picnic grove, and walking trails through 7 acres of wooded land on the school's property. Again, I bring to your attention the fact that we have to earn where every neurotypical child is just given. A neurotypical child does not have to earn the right to be able to attend a barbecue. A neurotypical child does not have to earn the right to go play on the basketball court. A neurotypical does not have to perform in order to have a picnic or walk around a school's property. These are things that are just given to them. But oh no, we can't allow us to have the same rights as neurotypical children. No. We have to perform like a fucking performing seal and give an Oscar-worthy performance of neurotypicality every single day of our lives just to be actually allowed to have the same rights as everybody else. If you don't see what's fucked up here, I don't know how to help you. It is not right that we make kids, atypical brains, to have to earn the right to be treated the same as our neurotypical peers. It's garbage. It induces self-loathing in kids at younger and younger fucking ages. It's ridiculous. It's abusive as fuck. This is psychological abuse on a child. Know what I'm saying? But let's move on with this garbage, shall we? JRC always starts treatment with positive-only behavioral supports. Again, you don't know what positive behavioral reinforcement is. You don't even know the proper fucking name for the treatment. And you have stated in other documents that you don't even know how it works. And yet, you continue to use it time and time again and say, but we tried it. You cannot try a treatment that you don't even know how it works. Can I say that for the morons in the back? You cannot say that you use a program that you don't even know how it works. And you have stated that, JRC, in other documents that we've gone over on this channel. You actually stated that, Dr. Israel, in your god-awful 2006 response to New York. Adversives are introduced as a supplement to the positive behavioral support program with prior parental and court approval. Again, with the parent and the court approval. For fuck's sake, it's Massachusetts. Can I point you to the Salem witch trials? You know, back in the day, Dr. Israel, the Massachusetts court thought it was okay to hang so-called witches, too.
And drown them and crush them with rocks. You forgot those parts.
Are we to believe that that is all well and good and wonderful and safe because the court said so and it had court approval? Yeah, it's a logical fallacy, folks. It's so ate up with errors, I don't even know where to begin. Or as Paul would say, it has the dumb.
Criminal case of the dumb.
Also, when we talk about parents, again, these parents, as evidenced by Cheryl McCollins and the other parents who have come forward, are not really given the real deal of what goes on behind those closed doors. If you want to know what the real JRC looks like, go to that video linked in the description box. Watch what happens to Andre McCollins, because that is the real JRC. That's what happens behind closed doors. The parents have no actual idea what goes on behind those closed doors. And they don't want to know. Because they don't want to have to live with the fact of one of two things. They don't want to acknowledge the fact that because of what they have done, their kids have gone through hell. So they want to live in blissful ignorance and believe that it's all necessary. Or number two, these are the kind of parents who should have never really had kids in the first place. The kids are more accessories than they are human beings to their parents. And as the kid ended up having a disability, well, they're just relieved to be able to put them in a residential school and get them away from them. I hate to be, Debbie Downer here, but that's reality. Remember, I've worked in this field. I've seen consumers put in the homes and group homes and similar assisted living programs who never even fucking see their parents once it's done. Never even fucking see them. You want to know who their families are? The people inside the group homes. The churches, if they go to them. I know because I've seen it. Okay? Abusive parents exist. Not every parent, I hate to bust your bubble, but not every parent has their kids' best interests at heart. This is what I talk about when I talk about their fantasy thinking. We got to bring these people to reality here. Okay? Now, let's read the rest of this. Only if the latter program is insufficiently effective after having been tried for a substantial period of time, which is 11 months. Lie. And we have it from three different sources. 3 different sources. New York, Anna, Jennifer Masamba have all told us that's a lie. They do not try positive only for 11 months. They try it for 1 week. 1 week. That is a lie. And I'm going to call you out on it, Dr. Israel. New York is a non-biased party. They are the special education department. They don't receive any payment from you. They have no reason to either go against you or go for you. They are the bystanding party, okay? And then they come in and they cooperate, Anna and Jennifer Masamba. And they tell me these people with no motives for one side or the other, kids get 1 week. Who do you think, my autistic brain, who do you think I'm going to go with? The non-biased party with no affiliations or loyalties for either side, or the JRC or the parents who drink the Kool-Aid? How about the Massachusetts courts, who have basically the JRC has had wrapped around their fingers since 1986, who has a clear bias here and a clear interest to keep what the JRC is doing under closed doors lest they be looked into? Who do you think I'm going to go with? Because I'm going to go with New York. This is what I'm always talking about. Don't just take someone's word for it. But when you've got somebody's word that is backed up by a private investigation with hard evidence, that's a completely different animal. That's a completely different animal entirely. So, kids, what did we learn from this? As been stated by others, he likes to drill down on his rewards area because he thinks it's a means and a way to get people to calm down, right? Forgot one thing. Some of us who are coming after his ass aren't just advocates who would see it as the sensory hell that it is. Some of us also work in the field. We've seen what happens when the schools, even special schools like Rivendell, what it looks like when things are done right. And doctor, by the way, if you want to tell me that Rivendell does not have kids nearly as severe as your own, I got a river in Egypt I can sell you. I'm going to close out on that. We don't get very many views on this channel, especially on this subject. The few that we do tend to get removed from time to time. So folks, please don't forget to hit the like button, hit subscribe, and don't forget to hit the comments. I do appreciate your time this morning. And as always, we here at Spilling Tea hope you have a good one. Bye-bye, everyone.